Hey guys, I know that one thing that we all want is to have a firm, toned upper body. But with all of the demands that we've got today, we're multitasking to the nth degree, and that was pre-COVID. And now that we're in the middle of a pandemic, we're working from home and we're homeschooling, and the gyms are closed anyway. So but it just takes away the amount of time that we have even to try to focus on getting our upper bodies in the shape that we're looking for. Well, but really when you think about it, should we have to go to the gym just to get into a basic form of shape? I don't think so. I'm Lacey Stevens with Fit by 50 Plus, and I have helped a countless number of people to build upper body strength, and it's done primarily through push-ups. And I teach a 4-phase method, so if you've never done a push-up before, it's fine. Because in teaching that, helping people to build their upper body strength, I found that there are a lot of people who either don't know how to do a push-up or can't do a push-up. And this 4-phase method will teach you how to start from the beginning and master your way through a pretty solid push-up. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to pause if you have to. If you've got a yoga mat, grab your yoga mat, get into a carpeted area, somewhere nice and comfortable, because we are going to hit the floor. We're going to go through all 4 of these phases so that you can learn how, from the very beginning, how to do a proper push-up to help you build that upper body strength. Now, I say upper body because a push-up works multiple parts of the body. You are working your pecs or your chest and your deltoids or shoulders. You're working your back. You've got to have core strength, and you also work the back of your arm or your triceps, because there's so much that is involved in doing a push-up. It is a phenomenal exercise to do exactly what we're talking about, what I know that it is that you want, which is to build that upper body strength and to tone and shape your upper body. Because if you don't, here's the risk. We all know what it's called. It's the bye-bye arm. It's the arm, you put it out, the wind blows, and it flaps and swings. A child could jump on it and go for days. But when we go in and we're intentional and we focus on shaping it, then we get the arm, we get that definition that we're looking for. We know that swimsuit season is coming to an end, but that means holiday season is right around the corner. And ladies, I know you want to wear the strapless, the backless dresses, and believe it or not, getting that upper body strength is going to help you to do just that. Men, you want to continue to wear the tank tops throughout the rest of the year? Absolutely, you can do that too. And one thing that we really got to keep in mind is that as we age, usually about age 30, we start to lose about 3 to 5% of our muscle mass each decade. And we know that muscle helps to burn fat. So using these at-home techniques will help you, whether you're able to go to a gym or not. It's going to help you to start to get that muscle mass back, to stop the loss that may have already started occurring. And it helps you to build a foundation that you can take throughout the rest of your life. We're going to stop talking, we're going to get down and dirty, and we are going to learn to do a push-up. Welcome to phase 1. So now that we have all gotten to our comfortable positions, I want you to start out in what's called horse's stance. So basically what that means is you're going to be in a square position with your knees directly under your hips and your hands directly under your shoulders. So from this position, what we are going to do is, we're going to call that our standard position. So knees under hips, hands under shoulders. So what we're going to do is, right now our thumbs should not be touching. So if we extend our thumbs out and then just move our hands together so that our thumbs are touching, we are going to call that our narrow position. So from this narrow position, we can go ahead and move your thumbs back once you see that they touch, you can go ahead and move those back so that they're in a comfortable spot with your hands. And we are going to do 10 push-ups just like this. And when I say push-ups, you're just gonna go down, you're gonna bend your arms, go down towards the mat, and come back up. Now, the one thing that I want you to do, regardless of what type of push-up you are doing, is I want you to work on engaging your core. So I want you to pretend that you're, just try to squeeze your belly button, try to make your belly button touch your spine. So just get that nice and tight position, try to make the belly button touch the spine. Then we're gonna go down. We're not gonna go all the way down, and you should actually start to feel it in your triceps, which is the back of your arm. We're going to do that 10 times. You ready? Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you see how I'm not, my hips, my knees aren't moving. 9, 10. And if we should be able to open our thumbs back out and they should touch. That means we're still in narrow position. So now we're gonna go back to our standard position, which is hands directly under our shoulders. And we're going to do 10 push-ups that way as well. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Make sure that your abs are engaged. 9, 10. And you should definitely feel that in your triceps. Now what we're gonna do is we are going to move our hands out about a palm and a half length to 2 palms distance. So whatever the width of your hand is, you're gonna go out that far. That would be 1 palm width. And then out about halfway past that, up to 2 times wider. And you see from the front that, you see how wide this is. Compared to the standard. So we want to make sure that our hands are out wider than our shoulders on the wide push-up. Our knees have not moved, but we're going to go ahead now. We're going to make sure that our core is engaged. So draw that belly button up towards your spine, and you're going to do 10 push-ups like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10. Now, on this type of push-up, the wide push-up, you should feel it in your triceps. You should definitely feel it in your pecs, or as you start to feel it in your chest, you're also going to feel it in your back. And if you've got your core engaged, you also feel it there in your core. And that was basically phase 1 of learning to do a push-up. So when you're in phase 1, what I want you to do is 10 repetitions of each of the 3 sets of the types of push-ups. So it's going to be narrow, standard, and wide. I want you to do that 3 times, 3 sets of those. So here's what I mean. You'll do 10 narrow width push-ups. So you'll do 10 narrow width push-ups. You'll wait 20 seconds. Do 10 standard width push-ups, wait 20 seconds. And then do 10 wide width push-ups, wait 1 minute, and that's gonna be the end of your first set. You're gonna go back and do that again, and then you're gonna do it again. So I want you to do 3 sets, 3 days a week, not consecutive days. You know, maybe do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but do 3 sets, 3 days a week, until you feel that you are strong enough, you've got the strength to move on to phase 2. So here we are in phase 2. Now, just as a quick recap, in phase 1, we started out in a horse's stance or a box position where our knees were directly under our hips. and our hands were directly under our shoulders, and our thumbs were not touching. So in phase one, we did learn to move our hands in so that our thumbs would touch. That's our narrow width. And then our standard width, it goes back to our hands being directly under our shoulders. And then that wide width is 1.5 to 2 hand lengths or palm lengths out. But we definitely want to make sure on the wide push-up that our hands are outside of our shoulders. So that was phase one. We were in a horse's stance in a box. Now in phase two, what we're going to do is go out about 1 palm length away from our shoulders on each side. So we started here. I'm going to move out just about this much. Now you can see that my hands are still under my shoulders, but if you look at my knees and my hips, you see that it starts to create an angle. So what we're going to do now is the exact same thing that we did in phase one. We're going to move our hands together so that our thumbs touch, so that we can do the narrow push-ups. Once we know that our thumbs are touching, we can put those back because it's kind of awkward, you know. It could become a different type of push-up if you leave your thumbs out, and that would be a little more advanced, a diamond push-up, but it is a phenomenal exercise. So we're going to go to the narrow width. We're going to do 10 narrow width. We'll make sure our core is engaged. And just like in phase one, we're going to wait 20 seconds. We're going to go back to the standard width, which is our hands directly under our shoulders. We're going to do 10 push-ups that are just the standard push-ups. Core is engaged. We're going down, we might be 1.5 to 2 inches above the floor, the ground. And I think I lost count. We're going to wait another 20 seconds. And then we're going to move our hands out 1.5 to 2 palm widths or palm lengths in distance so that our hands are outside of our shoulders. And we're going to do 10 push-ups that way. Keeping that core engaged, and there's 10. And then we're going to wait 20 seconds. We're going to wait 1 minute. We're going to go back through, and we're going to repeat that sequence. And then we're going to do it yet again. So it's going to be the 3 sets. I want you to do, just like in phase one, I want you to do those 3 sets 3 times a week, non-consecutive days, until you feel that you've got the upper body strength to move to phase 3. So we are back now in phase 3. In phases 1 and 2, we did 3 widths on the push-ups. Well, here in phase 3, what we're going to do is we're going to add 1 more exercise, but for the most part, it's going to be the same. So in phase 1, we started out in a horse's stance where our hands were directly underneath our shoulders. In phase 2, we moved our hands out about 1 palm length, and we started to move our hips started to move forward with our knees in the same position. Well, now that we're in phase 3, instead of 1 additional palm length, we're going to go 1.5 to 2 palm lengths. And when we're out this far, take a look at my hips. You see how my hips drops down, so they're no longer in the air. And this is why it was so important to make sure that your core stayed engaged in phases 1 and 2, because holding this position here requires core strength. You want to be at a pretty good angle, and you should be straight. So if you're still here, maybe back up to phase 2. If you're drooping too low and you think you don't have the core strength, go back and repeat phase 2 again for maybe a week and see how long it takes you to get to the point where you can just tighten up and have a straight line here in phase 3. So now that we're in phase 3, we've got the core tightened. Our hands again are directly under our shoulders. We are going to move our palms in so that our thumbs touch back to our narrow position. We're going to do 10 push-ups. Make sure the core stays engaged. 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to go back to standard. We're going to wait 20 seconds. We're going to go back to the standard width. We're going to do 10 more push-ups. And we should still have that straight line through our core. And now we're going to go out about 1.5 to 2 palm widths so that our hands are outside of our shoulders. We're going to wait 20 seconds and we're going to do 10 push-ups, making sure that our core stays engaged. 6 and 10. Now, that was 3 exercises. This is what we're going to do now that we're in phase 3. We are going to hold plank now. We're going to go down. We're on our elbows in phase 3. We're going to be on our elbows. You can either have your fists facing each other or just put your palms on the ground. We still have a really tight, straight line and our core is engaged. We're going to hold plank for 10 seconds. 6. And now that we've done that 4th exercise, we are going to wait 1 minute and we're going to start again. So we'll go back to the narrow width, standard, and then wide width. And then we'll hold plank again for 10 seconds and then repeat that so that we do the 3 sets. So in phase 3, we still do the 3 sets. Now it's 4 exercises instead of 3. We'll do the 3 sets 3 days a week, non-consecutive days of the week, but 3 days throughout the week until you feel that you have your core strength and your upper body strength is starting to increase, because we've got 1 more phase to get us to that push-up. Great job on making it through phases 1, 2, and 3, because what that means is that you have continued to increase your upper body strength. And now we're ready for the what we would call a standard push-up. The phase 3 push-up is a modified push-up. You can always modify a push-up and you can do it that way. You can do it phase 1, phase 2, or phase 3. You can always do that. If you want to do just a regular standard push-up, that's what we're going to take a look at now. So in phase 3, our palms, in phase 1, let's go back. We started out basically in horse's stance, and our knees were directly under our hips and our hands were directly under our shoulders. In phase 2, we moved our hands up about 1 palm length and our hips started to move forward just a bit, and it actually kept our hands directly under our shoulders. Well, in phase 3, we moved up about 2 palm lengths and it caused our butt to basically drop, but because our core was so strong, we were able to hold that in a straight line. Well, now that we are in phase 4, what we're going to do is we're going to just tuck our toes. We are going to push our knees up off the mat or the carpet, and we're going to keep our abs, and we're going to keep our core engaged. Make sure that you are trying to pull your belly button through your spine. And we're going to do the same thing with our hands. So we're going to move our hands in so that our thumbs touch, because we're going to start out with the narrow push-up. Once we see that they touch, we can pull those thumbs back in, and we're going to do 10 push-ups. Core still engaged. And now we're going to move back. We're going to move our hands back so that they're directly under our shoulders. We're going to tuck those toes again, straighten those knees, tighten the core, and we're going to do 10 more push-ups after we've waited 20 seconds. So we're going to do the first, the narrow width, wait 20 seconds, and then we're going to go to the standard width. We're going to do 10. Straight as a board. Drop back to our knees. Then we're going to go out 1.5 to 2 palm widths. Then we're going to go out 1.5 to 2 palm widths. We're going to tuck those toes again, straighten our legs, tighten that core. We're going to pull that belly button through our spine. And we're going to wait 20 seconds, and then we're going to do 10 wide width. Make sure your head is neutral. Drop to our knees. And now that we've done the 10 wide, we're going to hold plank. Now in phase 3, we held plank on our knees. So if you want to, you can actually start in that phase 3 plank position, which is knees, body as straight as a board, and our elbows are directly under our shoulders, fists either facing each other or palms down. And we're going to do pretty much like we did with the push-up. We're going to tuck our toes. We're going to straighten our knees up off the mat or the carpet. And then if you're able to, you can push up into plank and just hold plank like this for 10 seconds. Otherwise, forget starting at phase 3. We just finished the push-up. Hit your knees, get your hands set. So from more of a square stance, tuck those toes, pull the knees back, and just hold plank like this for 10 seconds. And then just make sure that your abs are tight. You're still trying to pull your belly button through your spine. And you're as straight as a board. And really for me, I've got some issues with my lower back, and this feels so good. My goodness, it feels so good. And that was the end of the first set. So just like we did in phases 1, 2, and 3, in phase 4, we're going to do the 10 narrow width push-ups, wait 20 seconds, do the 10 standard width push-ups, wait 20 seconds, do the 10 wide width push-ups, wait 20 seconds, and then hold plank for 10 seconds. And that's going to be one set. We're going to repeat and then repeat again. So we'll end up doing 3 sets of 4 exercises, 3 days a week, non-consecutive days. But now that you've made it here, you're ready to move on to the different types of push-ups that are out there. Now, I will at some point do another video to show just some different types of push-ups that are out there now that you have gotten to, the body strength, the upper body strength, so that you can do these push-ups. And I'm telling you, it is an absolute game changer. You will be absolutely amazed at the different types and varieties of push-ups that are out there. Trust me on that one. So if this video has helped you, or you think it might help someone you know, Hit the like button below. Be sure to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos, and please leave me a comment. I would love to know what you think. Thanks.